So this is a character opinion video for Stiles Stilinski from Teen Wolf. I truly love Stiles. From the second we met him on the show, coming to Scott's door, trying to convince him to go find a dead body in the woods, to the second he left the show, going off to an early admissions program for the FBI. Even though personally, Stiles is better off in the FBI, but I think he should have stayed in his hometown, solving cases in Beacon Hills with his father. I think that would have been so much more memorable and beautiful, and just purely cinematic for me. But anyway, let's get back to this. Stiles is the true and through and true backbone of this show. He's the heart, he's the body, he is it. And when he wasn't on the show and he was not in this show, I lost very much interest, hence the reason why I currently cannot get past season 6, episode 11. So let me explain. Like I said, we first met Stiles coming onto Scott's porch and going to find a dead body. We learned everything we needed to learn about him right there. He loved Scott, he loved his best friend, and he was just a curious by nature young kid. And the second he found out his friend was a werewolf, it wasn't he was scared of him or anything. It was, hey, we'll get through this. I got you. I got you. Everything was Lydia. He loved her from the start to the end. Even when he loved Malia, even when he was with Malia, there was still that love for Lydia. And I don't think Malia was... And I understand the hate that he got for jumping right from Lydia to Malia, but selfishly, he loved them both, but in different ways. Malia was someone he could take care of. Lydia was someone that was just always there, his first and true love. But when Malia didn't need him anymore, it was obvious. When the Nigitsune, the trickster demon, took his, body and possessed him, and it was all very emotional, and he had, the dementia, what they thought he had the dementia that his mother had. I was crying, and the actor, he's extremely talented, and he had me invested in every minute that he played Stiles Stilinski. I was there from start to finish with him. I was hooked on his character from beginning to the end. Stiles was it. Stiles was that character. So now let's get back to Stiles. This character, this character, all of it, put everything he had into this role. And you truly see it when the Nigitsune takes possession of him. Because he fights it, he really fights it. And there are moments when you're not sure if Stiles is breaking through. You can kind of see it in the eyes, but then it gets in, won't let him. And yes, you can say, oh, well, that's just your mind playing tricks on you. That's how good an actor has to be for you to see things that, aren't in the script, you know? Alright, and now let's actually skip back for a moment to him with Matt. He knew something was off with Matt. No one listened to him. Matt, the dude controlling Jackson. He knew something was off with him, and nobody listened to him. Nobody listened, but he was right. Now let's skip ahead. Stop it! I have two boys that are being dickheads right now. But anyway. So let's skip ahead. No, not the Alpha Pack. A more predominant Stiles role is him saving Lydia from the Doctor during the Dread Doctor season. That entire season was focused on him protecting Lydia. When he went to the hospital and she said, you're gonna die. The Banshee, you're gonna die. He stayed. He did whatever he could for her. Same with every season with Scott. He did whatever he could for him. Let me also take a minute to interject with his father. There was the one scene that I'm not very proud of him for, where he's feeding his father alcohol to get the answers, get more clues out of him from the case. But for the rest of the series, he's giving him fruit and vegetables, or vegetables instead of french fries. He's giving him low-fat meals. He's taking care of him. He's making sure his father stays healthy so he doesn't have to relive what happened to his mother. And the next, big main Stiles part is when he disappears. I don't like this season. I don't like season 6 almost at all, because we have maybe 4 episodes of Stiles, and it pisses me off. And before you say, oh, you're just a Stiles fan, you're not a Teen Wolf fan. I am a Teen Wolf fan, but Stiles is the Dustin of this series. He is the backbone, he is the heart. He made this show what it was. Take him out of the show and tell me if it's still good. But let's get to this season. So, he's erased. Well, he's not erased yet. The season starts, and it starts off with this little boy who parents disappear and is erased. The parents are erased. Stiles starts to notice it first. He sees the horseman, the horse, the ghost, oh my god, the night riders, Jesus Christ, my brain. He sees them first. He sees them in the boy's room, and then he starts to notice that people are forgetting him, and they do give you these hints. When she goes to the station and doesn't recognize Alex, one of the deputies doesn't recognize Alex, and then when he gets to the school and nobody recognizes him, and then his dad doesn't recognize him, and then the only person that does is Lydia, because she is a banshee. And I don't actually think it was just because she was a banshee. I think because they had the stronger connection, besides for Scott. I think they had the stronger connection. And then he says it. He says, I love you. Don't forget me. Or remember me, or something like that. It was so fucking beautiful and heartbreaking. And, when she remembers him and she goes, I didn't say it back. He knew, even though she never said that she loved him too, he knew. And you could see it in both those characters. They knew. But anyway, let's get back to Stiles in this world. So, it's a train station. It's a way station. And I'm assuming there are a million different train stations, because we see all these people getting sucked in, and the only ones we see in this portal is one person from the lacrosse team, Peter Hale, and Stiles, and then just a bunch of random strangers. This is how we find Peter Hale again, which I'm gonna get into him in his review, but how did we not see anything from him in Lichen House? Anyway. Lichen House? I don't know. So we get him, and Peter changed. You can see it. He changed. Something about his demeanor, it changed. And him and Stiles try to figure out a way out. It's beautiful, because Peter gets out, and he knows he'll probably make it through the gates. A mortal won't, but he would. He grabs Stiles' keys to his Jeep, and he gets out. And he helps, and he is the main purpose that helps everyone remember that Stiles is alive. Or real. So this whole time that he's forgotten, and everyone's slowly remembering him, you realize as a character, or I realized as a watcher, that these people all interjected because of Stiles. Without Stiles, I really don't think they would have combined. I really don't think that any of these cast member characters would have been friends without Stiles. Stiles pushed Scott, and he became a werewolf. Stiles pushed them to go towards, the popular kids, which was Lydia and Jackson. Stiles helped save Malia, got her from Lichen House, befriended her in Lichen House. He helped her control her coyote. He is the reason, she's part of that group. They wouldn't have the help that they have from the sheriff if it wasn't for Stiles being his son. It all comes back to Stiles. So, I think that's the main thing you learn in that season where he's missing. And then he finally gets his happy ending with Lydia. And then they ruin it in the fucking movie. Fuck that movie. I really fuck that movie, because Lydia left him. Because she was having banshee dreams of them dying in a car crash. Why are you doing this? Why can't you let them be happy? They've been through enough. They've been through enough. And you don't even tell us if she goes back to him or not. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't think she does. I think something, I don't fucking know. I don't know, because they didn't give us Stiles in this fucking movie. And I understand that the actor didn't want to come back, but I think they could have given us more details about his character. Like, we had the sheriff. The sheriff could have been like, yeah, Scott, I just heard from Stiles. He's XYZ and with XYZ, and, you know, like, they mentioned him, like, twice in, like, minimalistic details. I guess maybe so if they do create another movie or a TV series and the actor wants to come back, they can give it more detail. But, no, I was just so disappointed. Disappointed. I will say, I love that his Jeep was in the entire series. We find out that Jeep was his mother's Jeep, 18 years old. And then it goes to Scott. I'm assuming Scott gave it back to the sheriff after some time. So then 15 years later, when they make this movie, Eli has it. And I think Eli is going to be the main focus if they create a series. Which I hope Eli has the Stiles. But anyway, what are your thoughts on Stiles Stilinski? Please comment, like, or subscribe, and let me know what you think. And thanks so much for watching.